We all know the biblical tale of Moses upon the fiery mountain. The one about the cities of the plain destroyed in a fiery hailstorm whose description could refer to a volcanic eruption. The fact that many biblical texts clearly refer to volcanic activity has been well known to historians for a long time. The word Zion is widely known. Theologians interpret it as pillar. Identifying Zion as Sinai and Horeb is common in both theology and Bible studies. Hieronymus in particular noted that, it appears that the same mountain is called by two different names, Sinai and Horeb. The believers believe everything the Bible tells them without questioning, whereas the vehement atheists renounce everything the book has to say as nonsense, absurdity and malignant spells used for enslaving the people and keeping it obedient and ignorant. The rational person shall however try to think of what the ancient author could really be referring to. Volcanoes? But there aren't any active volcanoes anywhere in the Middle East, nor northern Africa, nor most of continental Europe, for that matter. However, there is an exception: Italy and the famous Vesuvius. It is at a considerable distance from Palestine, granted. But let us sit down for a second, draw our breath and make the heretical presumption that the real events that became reflected in the book we know as the Bible really took place elsewhere. Despite of what the illustrations in the modern Bibles are telling us.
This book will change your entire perception of history forever. What if ancient Rome, Greece and Egypt were invented during the Renaissance? What if the Old Testament was a rendition of events in the Middle Ages? What if Jesus Christ was born in 1053 and crucified in 1086 AD? Sounds unbelievable? Not after you've read History, Fiction or Science by Anatoly Fomenko, the leading mathematician of our time.
Modern maps place the east on the right, and the west on the left. However, we find that the opposite is true for many medieval maps. All of the seed charts of the alleged 14th century had the east on the left, and the west on the right. These charts may have been used by either traders or the military fleet. Why did the old maps, and sea charts in particular, have the east on their left, and the west on their right? The reason may have been that the first seafarers of Europe would sail forth from the seaports located on the European coast of the Mediterranean, as well as the Black and Azov seas, and so they had to move from the north to the south. The south was therefore in front, and the northern coast behind them. A ship captain sailing into the Mediterranean from the Bosphorus would look at the approaching African coast. Thus, the east was on the left, and the west was on the right. This is why the first seed charts of both the traders and the military put the east on the left. It made sense to put that which lay in front on the top of the map. Thus, the way one looks at the map corresponds with the direction of one's movement.
This book will change your entire perception of history forever. What if ancient Rome, Greece and Egypt were invented during the Renaissance? What if the Old Testament was a rendition of events in the Middle Ages? What if Jesus Christ was born in 1053 and crucified in 1086 AD? Sounds unbelievable? Not after you've read History, Fiction or Science by Anatoly Fomenko, the leading mathematician of our time.